Time-lapse videos are one of those things that look super difficult to create, but are actually really easy to accomplish. As you see more and more of these videos show up online, you might be wondering how you too can join in on the fun. Well, I'm here at Tech Shop in San Francisco, and I've been building my own time-lapse contraption that will help you make one of these videos for less than 10 bucks. Here's what you'll need. You'll need a GoPro camera or another camera that can do a time-lapse function, crazy glue or super glue, a wind-up kitchen timer, a 1/4-inch nut, which I've already attached to the timer with super glue, some sticky putty or blue tack, and your tripod of choice. Now our task is to attach the camera to the kitchen timer and the kitchen timer to the tripod. If you have a GoPro mount, it makes things really easy, but if you don't, here's how you do it. I've already attached the 1/4-inch nut to the kitchen timer, so the tripod fits in perfectly. And this is a standard size, so a 1/4-inch nut is probably what your tripod takes too. Now you'll take some blue tack or museum putty, and we'll roll it up. This is what we'll use to attach the camera to the kitchen timer so that you don't render it completely useless. And if you want to cook with it later on, you can. All right, on goes the putty, and to that, the GoPro. Let's make sure it's on tight. There you go. So the way it works is we'll wind it up, and it'll rotate, taking your time-lapse video. And when it's done, you'll even get a ring. Okay, the next thing we need to do is set up the time-lapse on the GoPro. I'll set it up to take 1 photo every 2 seconds. Now, in order for us to figure out how long this video will be, we have to do some math. If we're taking 1 photo every 2 seconds, that's 30 photos per minute. 30 times 30 minutes that we're shooting is 900 photos. Now, if 1 frame is 1 photo and there are 30 frames per second, we'll get a 30-second video. I deserve a prize for that. Okay, our time-lapse tripod is ready to go. Our camera is set, and the last thing we need to do is make sure this thing is level. So you can use a standard leveling tool, or if you want to get geeky, download a leveling app. I've got one here on my iPhone, and just need to bring it down a little bit, or bring it up a little bit, and it's perfectly level. Okay, let's take this into the streets of San Francisco and shoot our time-lapse video. All right, our GoPro ran for 30 minutes, and now it's time to make our time-lapse video. So I uploaded all these photos onto my computer, and as you can see, we've got a folder full of hundreds of photos. Now, there is lots of software that'll let you make time-lapse video, but the easiest one and the fastest, honestly, is QuickTime Pro. So I'll open that up, go to File, Open Image Sequence. We'll find my folder. There it is. Open. And at this point, you can decide if you want 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. At 60 frames, it will be a lot smoother, but you'll only have half the length of the video. Let's stick with 30. And you'll see that QuickTime has already done all of the work. It actually already put the video together, but let's just preview it to make sure it looks right. That looks good. It's a little rough, but once it renders and exports, it'll look a lot better. So let's do that right now. We'll go to File, Export, give it a name, call it Time-Lapse. And you have some options here. There are a lot of settings to choose from. You can really dig in here, but one of the settings that you want to pay attention to is compression type. Make sure you're exporting as a JPEG. One of the other things you might want to tweak is the quality. So the higher quality, the larger the file will be. I'll go ahead and choose high. Not quite best, but it'll look pretty good. Hit OK. OK, and it'll export. All right, our video has exported, and we've got a 30-second time-lapse with a 180-degree pan, ready for uploading on YouTube or even Vimeo. And it's all thanks to our time-lapse accessory with our GoPro camera. All right, let's give this thing a look. Now, how pro does that look? And now you know how cheap and easy it is to make your own time-lapse accessory.